Just the dancing. Hello and welcome, everybody. No echo. Awesome. We did it.
Yay!
Good evening from over here. Good evening later from over in Beth Ann land. Welcome. We are here to kick off the 2026 Black Authortuber Readathon. So yay! And welcome everyone here. We had an early message from Monique Mojo. So we late for her over in Central European time, I believe.
Ooh, yeah. Wow.
Eva saying hello. Okay. Co-host and I, we can decide, is this a cussing stream or not?
I'll probably forget at some point and end up doing it. So I don't know.
I'm going to say yes. I'll allow it.
Cool.
So yeah, Eva was trying to be respectful, but just throw that out the window. We're all for having fun and being free and easy here. Julie is here. Apparently it's oh no, Julie's in California, so she's trying not to lord it over the people who are cold. Okay. There we go. Beth Ann's in the chat. Anita's in the chat. Hello. AF Stewart. Yes. I had a very busy day, but I was informed there were protests downtown, which is very encouraging here in Portland. So yes. So in that vein, spirit of lifting up communities that need to be heard and trying to boost their signal and be good allies. And what was the other word that people are using? Accomplices. We're reading Black authors' books, those that have YouTube channels. And so as it is the last day of January, it's the eve of the readathon. So we're using this time for a kickoff because it's midnight somewhere in the UK. It's just past midnight. So it's February. Yeah. So you're on my channel. My name is Margaret Pinard. I'm a historical fiction author and eclectic reader. I've been here on YouTube for 5.5 years, and this is the 5th annual Black Authortuber Readathon. So I'm glad I've kept this one going and just excited about the books that I've read. There have been some great ones. We went over some of our past favorites on the previous announcement live stream. If you're interested, you can hear about those. And Beth Ann, why don't you introduce yourself and your channel?
Yeah, I'm Beth Ann, rooting a socolar. And my channel has been mostly active for 5 years. I also started in pandemic times. I've sort of dipped out for a few months here and there, but I'm trying to make 2026 my year of being consistent. Avid reader, and I just like to chat about the books I read and have met some really lovely folks by doing that, like Margaret and others. So yeah, I do some single book reviews, wrap-ups, readathons like this one. And yeah, mostly just chatting about what I'm reading.
Awesome. So the purpose of the readathon and the purpose of this kickoff, pretty aligned. We want to launch a month of reading Black Authortubers books and finding new authors to love. And that is part of the grander campaign to read diversely. And we mean that in many capacities. So for February, it's of course focused on Black History Month and Black authors' books. But in general, I think we try and strive all year to read diversely in many different directions, like different races, different class, different gender, orientation, disability, all the things, right? And so I think on both of our channels, you'll find a very open and inclusive attitude. Of course, there's, biases and preferences and, comfort reads and like all these things, but I think we try to balance our reading lives in that way to enrich them with more experiences. So I was going to ask Beth Ann, what's the benefit of having participated in Black Authortuber Readathon in the previous years?
Yeah. I think for me, it's been getting to discover some authors and some books that I might not have run into otherwise. I think the ones that I've read are some authors who mostly seem to publish via Kindle and via Amazon, some of the romance authors. And I don't tend to just go, there goes my cat. I don't tend to just go browse on Kindle and kind of see what's new. And so I would have missed out on those authors if I hadn't tried this readathon. And then some of the other Ones I tried horror, young adult horror
Right.
last year, which
Mhm.
I'm not a horror reader. I am not a horror reader at all. So never would have picked that up on my own. I decided to give it a try and it just absolutely blew me away. So yeah, and I could come up with more examples because that's been consistent every year is I
Right.
find gems that I wouldn't have run into otherwise.
Mm, nice. Leslie is here listening while running errands. Leslie's running her tush off. So thanks for listening in. You're a superstar. Really appreciate it. Yes, yes. Okay, be right back. She's gonna go share it on Instagram. And then just in terms of like the reason I started this readathon is because my AuthorTube community is pretty small. I think for especially indie authors, the choices are more often going to be Twitter before it metastasized and Instagram. And so a lot of authors are on Instagram and doing very well there, but I don't like Meta. And so if you got to pick your poison, I chose to go with the Google poison. And so I have really found the community that I love here on YouTube. And so in my little community, I thought, well, that's the place I have the most chance of making a mark, of having any influence over people's reading choices. And so for me, this was the community that I wanted to try to like offer the thing and, reach out to gather people together. But yeah, so some people ask like why I don't go on other platforms, and that is why it's limited. I have 3 rules. So let's see what it takes to participate in the BAT Black Authortuber Readathon. It's a Black author. They have a YouTube channel, so they're an authortuber, and there's a book out, right? So there's lots of authors who are not yet published. And so that was one of the things that people asked about. There are lots of people, Black authors who are not on YouTube and are on Instagram or somewhere else. But again, that's not my circle. That's not my little pond, And so those are the 3 things that I started out with to try to limit it and specialize. And if you read one book that fits those 3 categories, you have participated in the readathon. So it's really pretty easy. Jocelyn is here. Hello, hello. Wait, why was I talking about Eva? I don't remember. Oh yeah, small AuthorTuber reach.
Community. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. So yes, there's different levels of AuthorTube and BookTube porousness. Porosity? What's the word for that,
Yeah.
scientist?
Porosity is a word. Yeah.
Okay. I love BookTube. Nice.
I'll be a book dude. Yeah. I'll take it.
Oh, we have a big Margaret stand. That's much appreciated, Eva. Oh boy. Yeah, main character energy. That's really a compliment. Thank you. All right. So that's what it takes to be in the readathon. Those were my rules. But recently, Beth Ann came up as a new co-host this year with a proposition, and I'll let her explain what may be changing.
Yeah. I just had an idea that was sparked by one channel, just someone that I've been interacting with on YouTube and just really loving her energy. And so we were looking at filling out our calendar for the month. And I said, hey, Margaret, what about like this new channel? Doesn't have a lot of subscribers. She hasn't published a book yet. That's the kicker piece that's a little bit new. What do we think about having her on, for a video? And just hearing about the start of the author journey. So I haven't reached out to her yet, which is why I'm not going to say her name. But we might try to introduce that as a new idea this year, just to give someone a little boost as they're just getting started. Normally our intent is to try to give someone a little boost with an extra book sale or 2, but maybe just giving someone that you go girl energy as she's trying to get out her debut book could be a fun thing to do this year.
Very true. Very true. Yeah, Jocelyn's saying, yes, it's porosity. And then she's questioning proposition. Hey, I already said this is a cussing stream, Jocelyn. So we're taking it free in this stream. Yes. And I really like that because one of my friends who is an author and a booktuber, Gareth, he has talked about how he's starting a Patreon campaign, and it's basically because he's got this writer's block that's about imposter syndrome. And so he feels like if he has people who sort of have faith in that author journey, he feels like he can get back into it. And
Oh, yeah.
the faith piece is a big one, it's kind of like a
Yeah.
bear stare, and I like that feeling. So yeah.
Yeah. We'll be cheerleaders.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
we'll see if it lands this year. Yeah, we'll try it out.
And so one book in 28 days, it's not a leap year, so you only got 28 days, but I'm going to show you those 28 days and see who we have on the schedule. First, I'm going to share the link in the chat. I don't know, you guys have been on the streams before when I've shared this, but have you visited the spreadsheet? Confession time. Have you checked it out yet? Let me know in the comments. And now I'm going to show the calendar because we've been hard at work.
Just Margaret. Margaret's been hard at work.
Well, okay, yeah. I have been hard at work propositioning some of the other lovely channels that I've met to get some new blood in the readathon and a new folks to read their books. So this is as big as I can make it, I think. So apologies if you have to like make it bigger on your screen. But this is my little graphic. We're at the kickoff on January 31st, but I've got 2 authors solo streams. So we've got Inez Johnson on the 2nd. Oh boy, I did those on the wrong day. Okay, I'm gonna just
That's
edit.
embarrassing.
Yeah. Edit this as we go.
Oh, see, you make it look so easy. I opened up the calendar link and I was like, this is scary. I'll just send Margaret dates in email as they come up.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, it's all on Canva.
Nice.
So February 2nd, Monday, is Inez Johnson, whose book I've already read. It's a romance one, which is very good. And then February 4th, I've got Nyla Harvey, and she does nonfiction. And so I'm excited. That's a new genre for me for the readathon. So she's really great. I'm excited to have her on board. Did I not move the 13th? No, the 13th is correct. Okay. Whew. Now I'm doubting myself on the graphics. Then I've got a romance panel set up with 3 different authors who write romance. That is going to be, I'm going to forget the names because I'm like, the nerves are getting to me. Here we go. Brianna Michelle and Garnell Wallace and Kimalisa Mings. And so we're really excited to talk about some of the romance books, and I'll have a whole host of questions for them, and we'll be having some good discussion. 2 of them are from the Caribbean. Kimalisa and Garnell are Caribbean authors, and so we'll also get like a different global viewpoint, if you will. And there's lots of stuff happening in the Caribbean right now. So, maybe be sensitive, but maybe come with questions. I don't know. I'll scout them out on how they feel about that beforehand, but I'm really glad to include them is what I'll say. So that's going to be fabulous. And then on February 23rd, which is a Monday, it's the fantasy panel. And that is another 3 lovely authors, which are Devin Gambrell Clark. Peace Love Robbie is the channel, and it's Kalia Robinson, and then Mojo. So she will be watching that on the replay. Monique Joyner Sidlak, who's in way east. It's already February for her. And they are all writing fantasy. So we'll get to talk to them with a whole host of different questions. And then closing party on March 2nd. So after all the reading is done and we've all submitted the reviews to get the word out for the authors, we'll have a closing party and hopefully get some guests on to talk about the books that they loved. And yeah, maybe authors and readers, because we did that 1 year before and that was pretty fun. Yay! Jocelyn, the spreadsheet. Thank you, Jocelyn. Excellent. So we have a few names down, but always use more. There's tons of books, and just welcome anyone signing up for one, and then maybe even buddy reading.
I need to sign up for more since I'm finishing my first one tonight because I'm hooked before February even starts. So
nice.
I'll sign up for a few more.
Okay. I have 3 on the calendar. My strategy, and I think this is doable, my strategy is for the 3 books for the Black Authortuber Readathon and then 2 books that are outside it. So classic and Petrie or Petrie.
Yeah.
And then like a modern classic, which is Jordan Ifueko's Raybearer, which people
That's
have really,
beautiful.
yeah,
I
I'm not a,
haven't heard of that one.
oh really?
Wow.
She's
No,
big.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, so I think
cool.
5 books is probably my max. I might be able to add another one on. We'll see.
Mm.
But yeah.
That's a
Um,
lot for a short month.
it is. It is.
Yeah. You can
Yeah,
do it. I have faith.
we'll see.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions about the readathon, write them in. Um, as this is a kickoff, I thought we could do a sample sprint. I don't know if you guys have, I think all of you have, but for the people who may be watching this and not seen the channel before or participated in the sprint, but then can you explain what a reading sprint is?
I don't think I've ever done one on video, but I mean, it's just a time we're gonna read, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
you've
Like I've
never
seen
heard,
them, I guess.
yeah, but you
Not
participated.
really. I don't think so. I think I've done productivity sprints. That's a part of AuthorTube I really enjoy. I'm not even an author, but just as like community get stuff
Yeah,
done. But
yeah.
reading sprints, like I've watched a couple on replay and I've skipped through the sprint part
Mhm.
to get the chatty part. So
Yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
cool.
Mm.
Um, so I figured we could do a sample sprint, and then
Cool.
get an early jump on our first read. So which one are you reading?
I'm reading. This is That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming, which is my first pick for this readathon. Yes,
Love the
they're a
cover.
sexy cover. Yeah. I didn't quite realize it was really spicy, which is fun. I mean, that's a fun surprise. We're good
Yeah.
here, but yeah, it's got 2 really spicy scenes, and I'm pretty close to the end, so maybe they'll sneak in a third, but I don't know. Mostly, it's just delightful adventure.
Awesome. The one I am reading is When the Moon Whispers of Blood.
Ooh,
And this is I think this is the Garnell Wallace book. Um,
I love
so
that title.
yeah, it sounds like fantasy, but it's not.
Okay.
It's romance and it's set in the
Oh,
South, and it's the one
mhm.
that's like very family drama-esque. So there's
Okay.
like traumatic things and death and grief and
Mhm.
it's
Sounds good.
emotional highs and lows as I'm reading this. So that is the one that I'm
Yeah,
currently reading. Yeah.
excellent.
Leslie is chiming in. Saved a Demon is such a silly book.
Yes, well, and Leslie, it's stuck in my brain because I saw your review of it. Was it last year that you read it for this? I think for this readathon, but yeah, you reviewed it, and I was like, I've got to read that sometime, and so yeah, here we are.
And Jocelyn says, yes, productivity sprints are mega helpful. Yeah.
So helpful. Yeah.
And the idea is just that if you're setting aside time to read, sometimes you go, oh, I really need to do the dishes, or oh, I really should go out and do the grocery shop or whatever. And maybe if you have a bunch of other people who are there to read with you virtually, that will help not like sacrifice your reading time to something else that could wait so that you have some balance in your day.
No doom scrolling, only reading.
No doom scrolling. That is a good
That's,
rule.
yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Influencer book
Yes.
excursion person. There you go.
Influencer alert.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So I don't do the fancy timer screen share. I am just going to put up a timer in a scroller bar. So you want to go for 20 minutes?
Cool. Sounds good.
So I will put time there. And the way I do that is just until 40, because no matter what time zone you're in, except in India, it should
I'm
be
gonna say
40.
there's a weird one.
Yeah. Found that out through Booktube, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to mute myself and we'll just have 20 minutes quiet reading. You can continue chatting if you like with people in the chat. And then we'll come back and talk about our current reads.
Excellent.
All right. So see you in 20. And time. Did you finish?
I was so close. Well, there's like 1.5 more chapters, but it's like the big fight with the big bad evil one.
Ooh, okay.
It got really gross too. Like, oh,
Yeah.
so some gross moments.
Okay. I have no
That's
gross
good.
moments.
Okay.
I'm a quarter of the way through. I'm at 24% on the ebook. And just to refresh, I've got, let's see, it is a Kindle book. It's called When the Moon Whispers of Blood by Garnell Wallace. And some of the things that I remarked in this reading sprint so that I could just share were she has very cozy house descriptions. I could definitely feel the cottage on the beach where we were. There are definitely trigger warnings, and I think she puts this at the beginning because of the traumatic topics that she discusses, and she does it very thoughtfully. I love the spiritual growth that our main character is like striving for. And there's a large cast of characters. So, that either leans toward a Dickens novel or a soap opera. It could go either way, but I like hearing about it. And she reminds us how they're related often enough so we don't get lost. And I said it was not really fantasy, it was more romance, even though there's blood and moon in the title. But I will say there are supernatural elements. So if you do like that in your romance, yes.
Yeah.
Come get it. It's good.
Yeah. Cool.
So, okay, gross. Anything else that pops up besides the big bad? Like, what are we talking about plot-wise besides the title?
It's a quest story. So our heroine is sort of immediately flung into something a bit beyond her depth at the start of the story, which involves the hunky demon guy that she saved, stumbling home drunk from a party in her village, and accident and hilarity ensues. So she's on a quest now. She's trying to save the world, basically. And one of my favorite, I guess this is a trope or a common theme. Anyway, it turns out that her world is not all that it has seemed to be for her entire lifetime and for the last few generations of humanity. So she sort of knows a secret and is on a quest. And it's sweet and hilarious. And full of adventure. So I'm enjoying it. But I can't say too much because there's a lot of plot. Like, you can't give away all the plot points.
Is it related to the other books that have similar titles? Like, are there characters that cross over? Do you know?
I don't know because I didn't really know much about it beyond Leslie's review, but I noticed it looks like there's a couple other books in a series. Yeah. So I don't know if the characters continue. But
there's something with title, and I think there's at least 3. So
yeah, that time I got drunk and yeeted a love potion at a werewolf. That time I got drunk and saved a human. Are the other 2.
I wonder if there's any characters that are coming. That'd be fun.
I think I will find out because I'm enjoying this enough that I definitely want to read the rest of the series. I mean, it's delightful.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you have someone you couldn't convince to join the reading sprint.
Nope. They're having a dance party.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we left off with, Eva.
Back to the screen. Oh, Morgan's here.
Oh, okay. So Eva's a cheerleader, and I missed that one. Oh, that's Bean. Bean's saying hello. Eva says, "Call it hope scrolling," and it's allowed. Nice. Oh, and the name of the place where mine is set is Melancholia Cove, which is like a very evocative name for a setting, and it reminds me of some of Tiffany's books. They have like the small towns with the fun names as well. So that was cool. Leslie is reading Another Country, James Baldwin, classic, very nice. And Morgan is here. Hello, Morgan. Another Black author who's been on the channel before. Oh, and this is a perfect segue.
Who has not finished her trilogy yet,
but is very close.
Come on, Morgan.
Or finished like a week ago, right? Didn't you finish your draft in that like big long push?
We did an update.
Yeah, feel free to update or come on, which is what I was offering to people to come on and explain. So Jocelyn has stepped away.
Well,
And
and for context, I had read the first 2 books in Morgan's trilogy for previous years of this readathon. So eagerly, no pressure, but eagerly awaiting the last installment.
yeah. And then this is the link. So if you click on that, that is for the playlist of all the videos, not just me, but other people who did reviews of Black Authortubers books to give you a good reference if you want to know what other people thought and you're influenceable, let's say. Morgan says, I'm working hard on it.
Yay!
There we go. Yay.
Good job, Morgan. Wonderful.
The draft is finished. Working on the revision now. Amazing.
Excellent.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's huge. Congrats.
I went to a, what do we call it? Community gathering last night. That was basically, I don't know, I call it a what the fuck gathering because it was like everyone who's like, what is going on? What is happening? And how do we support each other? And one of my writer friends just started writing yesterday. She told me yesterday, so 2 days ago. And I was able to tell her that I just started back on my book yesterday for the first time in 9 months. And so we were both celebrating that we were able to get past the so it's a good
that's huge.
Morgan says, I got to the midpoint during my long stream and now I'm in the bad guys close in. Excellent. That sounds like a good scene. That sounds
exciting.
All right. So we did our sample sprint. I didn't see any other questions. Any other things that you wanted to bring up? We went over the calendar. We went over some possibilities that might be added on. Any other ideas or questions or like crowdsourcing we want to do? Because I think we kicked it off. We started our, I mean, I started.
Yeah. I don't think so. I'm just excited. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So we went over all the things. It is, again, it's February somewhere, and tomorrow, very soon, it will be February for us. So if you want to start sharing reviews or posts on your community tab, if you want to hashtag or just tag either of us and we'll help share it, that would be a boost that we could do to help get the word out. Happy to do that. Also, if you want to host reading sprints, because that's sometimes an easier thing than like doing a whole organized like lecture kind of thing, which may be a bit intimidating, or review, you can just host reading sprints and make them geared toward the readathon. That would be really nice to do too. So just
that.
Yeah. All right. Anything coming up on your channel that you know of, Bethan? That you can...
I don't plan ahead. I've read some good books in January that I really am eager to talk about. So I'll be talking about some books, but that's the usual for me. So
nice. And February 2nd. So I will be on Monday. Monday. Wow, that's gonna be
that's soon.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for watching and joining in our kickoff. I hope you enjoyed and got a little spark of engagement and excitement for this next month, Black History Month and Black Authortuber Readathon. I will see you Monday on my channel with Inez Johnson, and we'll see you all through the month to help promote these Black Authortubers books. So thanks everyone.
Bye.
Bye.